We are Shluchim of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. So the Rebbe had a vision that every Jew in the world should feel at home with their Jewish community, in their Jewish experience. And so in the summer of 2004, I came here as a yeshiva student, and then again in 2005, and then I came back for a Hanukkah. And by that time, I already knew quite a few Jews in the state.
Growing up on Shluchos, my parents did a wonderful job of instilling the joy and the love, and I just knew that I wanted to continue that.
I introduced her during the dating process to the idea that there's potential for opening a Chabad house maybe in a new frontier. She was open to the idea. I brought her in late July, early August, so she should get a real taste of the summers, but not the winters. I don't know that Texas girls really know what minus 47 feels like. And in March of 2007, the morning after our first wedding anniversary, we moved to Bozeman, Montana. That was almost 18 years ago, and it's been a journey of a lifetime.
We were diagnosed with permanent infertility very early on. I knew having a family wasn't optional. I just had to figure out how that was going to happen. And we have now a family of 5 children, Kanai Nahara, all adopted in different ages and stages.
Obviously it's a bracha, it's a blessing, but oh my gosh, you have no idea what you're getting into with any child, biological or adopted, and Zizi was the first one to bring that home for us in her journey.
She was a pretty typical baby, but a few months in, she would wake up very disoriented and cry all the time, and it feels like she has low blood sugar. She wakes up in the morning and it looks like she's sleep deprived. Did all these tests and her blood sugar was fine. And then right after she turned 1, she had a grand mal seizure.
And I have never seen a seizure up close, so I screamed like a crazy person, just calling for Chavie, and then I lifted her up and held her.
Took her into the hospital, and very inconclusive. So we had to travel to see a neurologist, and he was like, maybe it's behavioral, because she was having all these crying episodes. Then as time went on, it's no, something's not right. It was 2 years old, she still wasn't walking. What she was diagnosed with is something called GLUT1 deficiency. Her brain is seizing all night, and that's why she wakes up so disoriented. So the really only way to manage GLUT1 is through a ketogenic diet, and it's amazing. It really, really made a world of a difference. She started to really blossom.
But there is no such thing as Zizi being away from her meals. I still remember when we got the email from Camp Simcha that she was accepted 4 years ago to come to camp. But then we kept saying to ourselves, what's going to be with the food? And then when they finally called us a month before camp to start the actual planning, we're going to take care of the food.
And I was like, oh my God, it's the most amazing things.
There isn't a day that goes by that Chavie and I don't express our gratitude to have an organization like Camp Simcha and Lifeline that are there for our daughter Zizi.
Camp was special because everybody had something unique about them, and nobody was forgotten.
There isn't a day that goes by that she doesn't talk about Camp Simcha. She's calling a counselor, she's calling a lifeguard.
One main counselor I call a lot, 2 a week, 3 times a week.
To me, Chai Lifeline, growing up, my mother was a 12-year cancer patient journey until she passed away, and so I heard the word Chai Lifeline because she was part of support groups, and Chai Lifeline was a big part of her journey. But not until Zizi ended up in Camp Simcha did I realize the magnitude of what this organization does.
It's I could keep the friendships even when I'm not in camp, and then in camp, they're going back. It's I could keep being friends with them.
Her entire life revolves around Chai Lifeline, and for a girl that's living in Bozeman, Montana, surrounded by mostly Gentile kids, not a lot of opportunity for extracurricular activities for kids that have her type of challenges or really any special needs. Camp Simcha is a lifeline with an amazing staff, ready and able to listen to her and deal with her all year round. And we are very, very grateful parents.